Alright, welcome to this VOD review. I'm gonna review a gold soldier on King of the Hill. Alright, let's go, let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna jump forward a bit. Sorry for that. Might not be that interesting to watch this. Wait, I'm just gonna go back here actually. I don't know what comp you have, so... Mercy, Orisa, Diva... You don't have that much of a dive, so... Let's see here. When you have a comp like this, you can pretty much go straight high ground in some scenarios as well. It depends a bit, but let's see. If I were you, I would have immediately... You're faster than they are, alright? So, you could go immediately to the right over here and try and get a cheeky helix rocket on them and just start shooting at them here. Because I don't think it's not that usual that you get a pick if you play over here. You might as well join up and put pressure on them immediately. Okay, first of all, one thing I noticed is that you don't really use your shift. So, let's say, for example, here. Wait. You kind of want to reposition here, like your team has pretty much died, so in this scenario I would shift and run back a bit. Like you can jump, like shift just for a second and get back in a better position, alright? It's a bit risky. Like, you're playing pretty close versus the Reaper and you don't really need to do that. I would create a bit more space between me and them. This is... You don't have to run back this much as either, because you can just sprint back here. You see that they're coming? Yeah. I would move over here. I would sprint back here, turn around and keep shooting at them. Alright? Because back here you're not doing anything for your team right now. Also, when you've gone this far, like your positioning is fine here, right? But it would be even better if you just went up straight high ground. The thing is, here you'll deal damage as well, obviously. But if you go high ground, it's a lot harder for them to reach you. So, it's the safer way. It just takes 1 or 2 seconds longer to get up there. And you can start shooting at them from above, because I don't think anyone can really contest you. Maybe Diva, but yeah. Or Winston, yeah. Winston can contest you. See, now you end up having to run up there anyways, right? And you have your visor. So I would probably try and set up on high ground immediately, instead of shooting from lower ground, okay? Here you end up in a bit of a bad position again. Right as soon as you run up here, you should be checking your back right now. Checking the back. Is anyone coming? What's happening? Because you can deal a lot of damage. Meanwhile, you're creating space because you have that sprint. But now you kind of lose the vision on whatever's going on behind you, and you just keep on running. And Soldier is really good against Reaper if you manage to create space. Here you have your heal station. I bet you just forgot about it, but you could have placed it down a lot earlier because you're only 19 HP. So all it takes is pretty much one of them looking at you and you'll die. I want to pop my visor. Here's a good tip. So you see that their D.Va is out of mech. Right here. I would have popped my visor immediately and ended that guy. I haven't taken notes if you're losing or winning the fight, but as a general thing, you kind of get a free ult if their D.Va is out of mech, okay? But now she gets the mech back. You almost managed to kill her. But they get the mech back and... Oh. Here again. Positioning wise. You see her getting mech back. You see Winston over here. Taking this path is really risky. So what I would have done, I would have just run up the stairs backwards and create, like, continue my positioning up here instead. I'll get a bit of more overview there as well, instead of taking this path, because both of them can just jump on you and you're gonna insta-die. And now you run into enemies anyways here. Yeah. You end up in a really bad position here. It's risky. But you make it out, it's fine. In this scenario, look here. You see the D.Va, she's used her fly to get away, right? She don't have it again. And you have your visor. You should be a bit more aggressive with your visor because it's pretty easy to charge and it doesn't impact all that much. So you can use it to get 1 or 2 picks. Like, it's fine. You don't have to have the perfect visor, alright? But you see the D.Va here using the dash in there. So she won't be able to come out before you end maybe Anna or something else. Okay? Right now. Bam! Spray them down.
Not dead yet.
Team up for special attack.
Here again, positioning. You end up a bit too close to them, often. Like, you kind of wanna, when you know that you're gonna win the fight and stuff like that, you can put a lot of pressure on them by going close, sure. But you're not winning this fight. So what I would have done is either stand back here, or I would have, like, played behind the Orisa. Because now, you kind of end up really close to them and you have to run back anyways. And each time you have to run back, your team loses damage, alright? You want to be the consistent source of damage always, a soldier.
Feeling powerful. I've got you in my sights.
Here, the initial thought is good. The initial thought with the ult is good. Right here, but you kind of don't want to open up with it if you don't really know where they are. You know? Because you haven't seen anyone yet. Okay? So, the thought is good because you're coming out behind them. You can get a pick before they get to react, maybe. Stuff like that. You force them to notice you and your team gets a bit more space. D.Va will fly towards you most likely. Winston might jump to you. It might open up space for your team, but now they're dead, so it doesn't matter. But in general, the thought was good, for sure. What I would have done maybe instead is go high ground with it. Alright, we've seen this part. High ground is good with soldier. Good to get D.Va out of mech. It's one of the priorities when you play soldier.
Go on the front, go on the front. Get a fight in the boat, yeah.
Here you do a good thing that I want to say in general here. You see that your team needs healing, right? Or There's a lot of people on the same spot and they're gonna take damage. And the healing station you put down is good. As a general thing. Because everyone will get healed up by that one. Even you if you want.
Nice.
Here you tunnel vision a bit. Because their team is diving you in your backline. So if you just turn your visor, you spend a bit too long visoring up front instead of helping in the back. Because you know there's people in the back. Also here I see Winston is ulting. He might be able to go for you here. If you're certain that you will outlive the damage that's gonna happen when they go for you, you can stand and just shoot constantly instead of running away, alright? But as the general thing, he's coming closer here. Shit. Alright, Lucius telling me I'm half HP. Use your sprint a bit more to reposition. It's quite easy to just sprint away 1 second, like jump away, you know? And then turn around immediately afterwards. It's a bit risky to play as close as this. You can create more space between you and them with that just little sprint jump. That's good, right here. It's good as well. Here you see you have killed a lot of people here. You should just immediately assume, like, go forward, get that diva out of mech. It's gonna be your highest priority. Now she ends up flying in anyway, so it's fine. This is good taking high ground. Using that to your advantage is always good. Here you can be a bit cheeky as well. Here's a good place if you just jump up for a second, land that Helix rocket and look for a pick in their backline. But this is fine as well. Just a little tip.
Get over here and heal up.
Here. Taking a very risky path to run away in. You could have just ran the stairs down instead of jumping that way. This is fine. Getting a good flank here. I would have used my right click when I saw this. Oh, sorry. You see here? Right click immediately. You want to use the right click as much as possible. Especially when you're seeing targets like this. Also here, you should have prioritized. You see the mini diva, you have the right click. If you just land it in the wall here and headshot her like once or twice, she's dead and you won't have to worry about the mech. A good priority to have after the diva uses her ult is to get her before she gets in mech, alright? Because the mech is pretty fucking annoying to deal with, alright? So you have the opportunity here to shoot her before with the right click.
Go on the point.
Yeah, and here you have two options, alright? Before you jump down. They're capping the point. Either you try and fall back, it's a risky move, and it's usually not worth it, but you should just drop down on the point and try and stall as much as possible. Just hide in this corner or something to get as much percentage as possible. Because now it was like something in between.
The war goes on.
I have no clue what it did, but here as well. Right click. Right click. A lot of damage.
I'm feeling unstoppable. Anyone need some healing?
Here I would have looked for the visor immediately. I would have started looking for the visor immediately. Can I use it? You still have it, you know? Just as when you see this Lucio. Here. I would have visored immediately. You can spend a lot more visors, is one thing I can tell. Your ult is pretty easily chargeable. And you don't have anything to combo it with. So you're free to use it whenever you find it suitable. And I think getting one pick on the healers for free is usually a worth way of doing it. And you will deal a lot of damage and drag a lot of attention. Right here, you should just fall back. Your team has died. That's really risky, but it's fine. That goes for all heroes. Like going in alone when your team is dead is usually a very risky move. So good right click. You see the Orisa ball thingy and you know where to right click, that's good. Here, even right here, you see them being up front here, right? Anything. And D.Va has died and lost mech earlier. I would have continued running to the left here and got the flank off them on them and used my visor, okay? Immediately, setting up here and just visoring. Now you do it, which is good. But you could have done it earlier as well. That's good. Now you're using the run I said. You should use this run a lot more. This one. When you reposition quickly with your sprint. It's called sprint. Sorry for saying run all the time. One thing I noticed that you're good at is being aware of that your E or your healing station can also heal your teammates. And that's something I see even on my rating, that some people don't understand that they can use the healing stations to be a supportive spell and only use it for themselves. So that's good. Even right here, I would have already started running up here. Or set up somewhere else where I could get a cheeky right click in or something like that, because you're not easily punished as a soldier when you have the sprint and you have a long distance which they can't gap close. So I would, right here, I would just move up, maybe looking for it on the left side or setting up here, looking for that pick with a right click and a few headshots on their back line. Now you do it, but you stood around on the point for like 2-3 seconds where you could already be set up and already be poking, you know? You see this, you can jump up on this like immediately and kind of peek the side of it. Yeah, you know that. Here I would have activated my visor immediately. Just to deal as much damage as possible. Right here, D.Va's out of mech. Good. Woo! Run! This is good. Yeah. That was good. Like the way you used the visor there. But I would have used it immediately as I saw D.Va get out of mech. Immediately. Because it's free then. Yeah, that's also what I would have done, kind of. I would have held on to the right click a bit longer to see if they're actually coming there. Here I can just say that you should focus Anna here. You see that she's down a bit more to the right. She should be your priority focus. Now it's D.Va solely, but you had a lot of time where you could have focused her. I would have focused my right click onto her as well. But your positioning is really good here. You take high ground, they're not contesting you, you got to free shoot. So your like sense of where positioning is good. Here again, you're focusing the soldier, meanwhile Alan is just pocketing him. Should always, your first initial thought should always be to kill the healer that's healing the target that you want to kill, or that you're aiming at. That's good, like that. Should put the heal station right now. Seems like you forget sometimes to use the heal station. Like your heal station is off cooldown all this time. And you're like 90%, 96? I would have put it down here. Oh, nice right click. Here you can play a lot more aggressive. I don't know why you go back here. Like, here? Oh wait, sorry. Here, you... No. Now you go back. I don't know why you're going backwards. Because you can just continue the harass on them and try to get them another pick or so. What I would have done here is I would have just jumped down and killed that soldier. You can get like your high ground back. Like it's fine. If you get a kill for trade, if you trade high ground for a kill, is 99% out of 99 times out of 100 is worth it, you know. Here you have the right focus, killing Anna first. It's good. Right here, I would have started going high ground. That was a weird devolve. I would have started going high ground a long time ago. Just to have that when you have the visor. Good right click. I would have pushed her hard here. Dodging the... That's really good. Punch! Use punch! Punch! You could have punched Anna there. You missed the soldier landing next to you. It's a bit of awareness. I'm not gonna be an ass about it. That's good. Always shoot the bubble when you see it and you have... Oh, Junkrat, what a god. So let's see what happened with this ult. In this scenario, you kind of have two options. Either you go for them here, but then you're exposed because you have a Winston in your ass. I would have gone for the Winston. Just because you need to say like... You're gonna die if you just keep on focusing this way. Here I would have, like, you're gonna get burned down fast. So I would have put down my heal station, stayed on this side so they can't shoot me from main. My team would help me over here on the opposite side. And we would have finished Winston on first assault and then finished him. Because you had the assistance on that side, not on the opposite side. You don't have to be that scared of the bomb. You know the timer on it. You can shoot for like another second or so and try to finish her when she's out of mech. Now you don't have the right click though, but if I would have had the right click, I would have looked for the pick on her before I fall back, because That's 2 seconds of you being able to kill her that you're kind of scared of the bomb, you know? This is good. I don't know why you where you go back when you reload. Have you noticed that yourself maybe? Look here. Now you reload and then you go back a bit. Even though you're stomping, now you go back again. Like, you're not scared of anything. I mean, it's one thing if you... Nice. It's one thing if you are scared of a, like, them all being all 6 or something like that, or they have a widow and you have to play a bit more defensive, but in that situation, it's just be full on, like, damage. I'm gonna kill you, you know? There's no point in falling back there. It doesn't impact much, but it's a small thing that you can think about. Here, I think you do your normal path here, maybe? A bit of parkour, like it. Okay. Here, I would have continued high ground immediately. This is good focus by you. This is good focus by you. You choose the right target to focus here. Because you know that there's a Winston, there's gonna be people to your left maybe and stuff like that, but you see that the Bastion is there immediately and you try and take him out, and that's good. Because he's probably the biggest threat for your team right now. So the target focus was completely correctamento. At least what I would have done. Good right click. Here you can be a bit more aggressive, like immediately. When you notice that you're winning the fight hard, then you can sprint up a bit and try to deal that last damage on the last dudes. You don't have to hold on to high ground because it doesn't mean anything unless they're there, you know? Yeah, this is a pretty exposed position, but you're aware of it. So always keep in mind that it's very dangerous to tunnel vision things like this. But as you can see, you're checking it, so it's fine. But it's in general a pretty risky spot to be in. That's good though, good awareness as well. That he's coming there and stuff like that. But you probably don't need to look at the place all the time to be sure that they're coming.
My ultimate.
What have we done here? Look here. You're dealing good damage here. Good choice. Oh, you're doing the same thing again now. You're not threatened in any sense, but each time you reload, you kind of back out. And you lose that 1 second-ish where you can do things. I mean, if they have a threat, then it's fine to go back like that and reload. But nothing is really threatening you at all. So you should just be there all the time, blasting damage onto them and using every second you get to deal damage. I would have popped the visor immediately here. You should be a bit more like freely using your visor, for sure. Because it's something really easy to get back, and you can get 1 or 2 picks with it, you know. Alright, something I thought about on, let's see here, on this map, is that you lay a lot of weight on staying high ground and keeping high ground, but sometimes it's not necessary to always go high ground. You can be a lot more useful sometimes on the ground as well. And sometimes it's really risky to go high ground, because it's easy to isolate you and focus you down, but they don't do it, so it doesn't really matter. Like, sure, high ground is a really good thing to have, but it all depends on how the fight looks like, and how, like, how your positioning is. But yeah, using the sprint a lot more efficiently when kiting and like getting into a better position, you just have to be that one snap of a second, whereas you shift, run back, stop the shift and turn around, you know? Stuff like that is one thing that's important. And like, I'm trying to summarize it a bit here. Also, the ult usage, you can be using your ult a bit more freely. You're holding on to it too much. It's not that impactful anymore. It's one thing if it was Nano Visor, whereas you have to link it up with Nano Boost, but you can use it a lot more freely. Yeah, I think that's it for this VOD. Thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate it.